Welcome to Desmos 7.6.4, Reasoning about Equations and Tape Diagrams. This is another edition of Teacher Response to Student Work with Sydney Neves. The learning targets for this activity are: I can draw a tape diagram to represent a situation where there is a known amount and several copies of an unknown amount, and explain what the parts of the diagram represent. The other LT is I can find a solution to an equation by reasoning about a tape diagram or about what value would make the equation true. Does this model represent the situation? Diego has 7 packs of markers. Each pack has X markers in it. After Lynn gives him 9 more markers, he has a total of 30 markers. So Diego has 7 packs of markers. It looks like there are 7 X's right here. Each pack has X markers in it. There we go. After Lynn gives him 9 more markers, we have 9 more markers right here. And then they're saying that there's a total of 30 markers. This student decided to use a circle as a shape, and it looks like they're trying to represent that the 30 is the total here. And so I'd say, yeah, this model matches the situation. This slide is asking the student to compare their model on the slide before with this model right here. So in this response box, I should see something that talks about the model of the student compared to the model of the teacher. Does this model represent the situation right here? Elena is cutting a 30-foot piece of ribbon for a craft project. She cuts off 7 feet and then cuts the remaining piece into 9 equal lengths of X feet. So we see here that the student again is using a circular model. 30 looks like is the total. Then we have Elena who cuts off 7 feet. So we have a big section here that is 7 feet. And then cuts the remaining pieces into 9 equal lengths of X feet. So here we have 9 X's. This model does represent this situation. On this slide, the student should be thinking about their model on the slide before and comparing it to this teacher model right here. On this slide, the question is, which of these situations match this model right here? The feedback that was given to the student by clicking this button right here, the teacher said, yes, Diego's situation matches this model, but there is at least one more situation that will match this diagram. Can you find it? At least 1 or 2 of these situations match this model, but not all 4. If your card sort looks like this, where you have some red cards and some grayed out cards, this just means that you have not finished the matching the cards. So we should see all greens across the top if you have completed the card sort. On this slide, there are 2 questions. Why does it make sense to put these 4 cards in the same group? So I should see at least one sentence that describes or answers that question. Question 2, solve one of these equations and explain how you determine the value for X using the tape diagram, which is at the bottom of these 4 cards. This diagram is missing the total. These are the learning targets for this activity. And when the teacher is looking at the work from the student, they are looking for evidence for both of these learning targets. If the student chooses to make changes to this Desmos activity, then the student will probably meet the learning targets.